Welcome back to Take a Leap TV, where we make dreams a reality. And I'm your host, Ceci Bell. My goal in this episode is to make you a believer in you by increasing your confidence. Building confidence requires two things. First, self-awareness. Self-awareness is knowing who you are, identifying your strengths, weaknesses, wants, dislikes, and capabilities, as well as your personal expression and how you show up to the world, and knowing the story you are telling yourself. Two, self-mastery, the ability to command yourself to do whatever you ask yourself to do. Setting intentions for your life, showing up in alignment with your purpose, aspirations, and goals. You see, in order to be confident, you must first know who you are to the extent that you are well aware of your capabilities, where you have the courage to show up unapologetically you, because you know who you are and you have no problem being you. Let's break this down further. It's about to get real fun now. Yay! Because we're about to talk about self-awareness, and this type of awareness is going to have you on edge of your seat. Because baby, when you realize who you really are, you move in a way that sets you up for personal success. So you got to know who you are. You'll feel unstoppable and ready to conquer your dreams. Are you ready? Wait for it. Type in the comment section awareness if you're ready for it. Yes, type it right now in the comment section. Awareness if you are ready for it. Okay, so who are you right now? When thoughts come to mind, when you ask yourself this question, who are you? Let's take a pause and think. It's your time to shine light on you. No matter what comes to mind, know that you are more than any moment, and there's no challenge you cannot face and overcome. And through God, all things are possible, and everything is happening for your highest good. If you're watching this show, your higher self of power sent you here for a reason, and it's all for your highest good. I'm going to answer the same question using myself as an example. So who am I? Ooh, I'm super excited to answer this. Well, I am God's child, and I was created in his image. I am a blessing to earth. I'm destined for greatness, and I am here to joyfully live in peace, love, abundance, and prosperity. I am strong, and I can face anything that comes into my path. I am never alone as long as God is with me. I am creative, empowered, and focused, and I can achieve anything that I set my mind to. I'm fun, a little humorous. You better laugh right now. Because you know I'm very funny. I am a wonderful person to know. I appreciate life and intend to live it to the fullest. Yes, your girl have to live it up, up, up. It's up. And when it's up, it's stuck. I'm going to stop here because I can go on for days puffing myself up. And have I rehearsed who am I? Absolutely. I had to rewrite my narrative. I didn't always think so highly of myself. I first had to seek God to reveal who I am, because I used to think that I was unworthy and always felt like I needed to prove myself for validation. Yep. And guess what? Sometimes I still have to remind myself who I am. So I wrote a daily declaration that I will share with you in another episode. You have to educate yourself about who you are and earn a PhD in the subject matter of who am I. You are your greatest asset. While you may not be able to change external circumstances beyond your control, indeed you can control what you think and believe about you. And I hope whatever you're thinking, it serves you. And if you don't like the story you are telling yourself, change it ASAP. Stop telling yourself the story that you don't like and it doesn't serve you. Okay? Confidence comes from believing in yourself and knowing who you are and the story you are telling yourself. So if you are saying things like, there are no good men in this city, I'm stuck, I suck, I can't win for nothing, I hate my job, it's all my fault, I'm lonely, I regret this or that, I should be this way, I should have done this better. I know they're judging me. I'm fat. I'm too skinny. I can't lose weight. I can't afford this. I don't have enough. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. I know I've been sick and tired quite a few times. You get it? You're saying, I am sick and tired. Can you imagine when you become sick and tired, you sicken yourself and now you're tired? Have you ever heard of dis-ease or disease? It's dis-ease in the body, disease. I hope all these words are ringing a bell. I don't have the discipline to do XYZ. I'm so stupid. I could never do anything right. I always mess things up. How does negative self-talk serve you? Really, ask yourself, how does negative self-talk serve you? I don't think it does. I hope you realize you are living a self-fulfilling prophecy. For as he thinks in his heart, so he is. Proverbs 23:7. And anything after I, it's written. It is written down in history. So be very careful about what you say when you, after the word I am this, I am that, I. Be very careful about what you're saying. Make sure whatever you're saying, either it could be empowering or disempowering. Now, if you want to boost your confidence and have unstoppable confidence, you got to make sure that you are saying things that are empowering yourself. So what does this mean? Think about it for a moment. Can we not think whatever we want? And when we think things, can we align it to what's in our hearts? Yeah, we want it to come from the heart, right? Now, why would we want it to come from the heart? Well, let's say good is in our hearts. Then good will come from us. It's very important that your narrative is coming from the heart. It is for your highest good. Or let's say we know exactly who we want to become. Can we envision ourselves living in this way? Can we practice thinking like this person so we can become the person we think about? Absolutely. This is what I do. The things that I think, the thoughts that I have is focused on who it is I am called to be, the person I want to become. I am intentionally trying to align with my purpose, my goals, and my aspirations. And I encourage you to do the same. That's why I'm here with this whole YouTube channel. That is what brought me to launch this YouTube channel. Before this channel, I struggled organizing myself because I lacked the vision and confidence. And I talked about that in my first video. And it wasn't until I got ahead of the story I was telling myself and stopped thinking it was going to be too hard for me to do YouTube. I got very clear on what I want, and here I am doing it now. And I am so thankful to myself for getting me to this point and giving myself the permission to take a leap of faith, hence, Take a Leap TV. Take a Leap TV. Take the leap of faith. That's what this channel is about. Making dreams a reality, you have to take the leap. You have to take the leap of faith. You may not know exactly how everything is going to go about to get you to the outcome, to get you to the results, to get you to the end of the tunnel, or get you to the end of the rainbow. Yet, you know you're going to get there. And that is what it means to take a leap. Since we're on the topic of confidence, I'm going to share a story about my finance job, comparing how I went from entry level to expert. So when I first started my finance career and I went in entry level, I didn't know anything. And because I didn't know anything, I knew that I could learn whatever I needed to learn so that I could be equipped to do my job. I had a positive mind going in. Now, once I actually acquired a job and landed the job and started working the job, of course, I started thinking negative things. Now, I did perform, I did do my best, but I still had these negative thoughts where I didn't feel as confident in myself as I do now as an expert. It took me time to get to that level. So I want you to understand that it's going to take time to build confidence in anything that you learn new. In fact, in this episode, we're going to talk about the steps or the levels of learning. Because when you're familiar about how to learn, I don't think people really think about learning and how to learn in the process. If you know the process and you're familiar with it, it helps you to not give up. A lot of times people give up on things that are new to them, or they feel like they're inadequate and not capable, and they don't give themselves the chance and the opportunity to really make it through because they don't really understand the process of learning. And so in this episode, I'm going to share that with you. The year that I actually started to really have confidence in myself, I gave myself the permission. I changed the story that I was telling myself, and I knew who I was. It wasn't until I knew exactly who I am, I knew my strengths, I knew my weaknesses, I knew my capabilities, and I knew what I wanted. So when I set the intentions for what I wanted and how I wanted to perform, because I wanted to be a top performer, I wanted to exceed the expectations of my company, and I wanted to go over and beyond. I wanted to add massive value to the environment that I was in. 1 year after setting those intentions for myself, I had set myself up for success. And guess what happened, guys? All of the resources that I needed to be successful was right there in front of me. I was able to see the good in any situation, even when there was struggles, there was ups and downs, times where my direct manager and we kind of bumped heads. Like, we were able to resolve the issue, we were able to get on the same page, and we were able to succeed together. In fact, it was a heck of an experience. It was a wonderful experience. It was actually one of my best experiences in finance. And that year, I showed myself that if I set my mind to it and I set the right intentions, that I can do anything. And for the entire year, not only did I perform well, I was also recognized for all of the work that I was done. I was awarded awards, money. I mean, it was amazing. It really was amazing. And to have that experience, it just felt so good to know that I was capable to do that. I share this story with you because I want you to know, once you set that intention for yourself and be clear, very clear on what it is that you want, you can do anything you set your mind to. You just got to give yourself permission to believe in yourself. You got to give yourself permission to show up in the way that's going to be extraordinary. Show up in the way that's going to be magical. Show up in the way where you exemplify greatness. It's all up to you, and you are in direct control of what you set for yourself. Now we're going to do a small exercise in real time. So what I want you to do right now in this moment is grab your journal or grab a paper, grab a pen, grab something. And I want you to write down the answers to the following questions. So anytime I'm coaching someone on personal development, I love this exercise. A lot of people go about their days and they're just in the routine of what they normally do. They're in the habit of what they normally do. And sometimes you don't even wake up and realize who you really are or recognize yourself. And I believe that it's important to recognize who you are each and every day. I want you to write at the top of your paper, who am I? Okay, I want you to think about who you are. Now, I shared with you earlier in this episode who I am, who I believe I am. And in order for me to know who I am, I have to seek God so He reveals to me who I am. And so you have to seek God so He can reveal to you who you are. And I want you to write down, what does God say about you? Yes. What do you think God says about you? And then also, I want you to write down, you can write these questions down. You're probably going to need more time to do this exercise, but let's just start getting the thoughts flowing through your mind. What are your capabilities? What are your strengths? What are your talents? What are your gifts? Like, when I ask you this question, what comes to mind? Do you make others laugh like I do? Are you a fun person to be around? Are you thoughtful? Do you genuinely care for others? Do you keep a positive attitude? What subject matter are you an expert on? What do you want to learn? What are your interests? What makes you the amazing person you are today? Because you are amazing. So what makes you amazing? No matter the answer to these questions, I want you to know you are the creator of how you feel about your life experiences. You got to know that you're crafting that narrative in your mind. You're in direct control of your perspective. It's your perspective. No one can dictate how you perceive life unless you give them permission to. Most of you have either forgotten who you are or you don't know who you are. You haven't gone through the process of determining who you are. You've just been going through the motions, going with the flow. And sometimes when you're going through the motions and going with the flow, you can feel unfulfilled in life. And when you feel unfulfilled in life, it's probably because there's no meaning, there's no purpose. And guess who gives meaning and purpose to your life? Yeah, you guessed it. It's you. It's you. It's you. And if you intend to truly believe in yourself, I encourage you to take a moment to get to know who you are. Like, this is a requirement. I think it's a must. This has to be a must. If you intend to build your confidence, build unstoppable courage in yourself, you have to carve out time, make time to get to know who you are. Write it down on paper. Start writing down all your accomplishments, anything you have been successful at. Even at the smallest things. Maybe you learned how to drive a car. That's huge. It's some people I know personally in their 30s and 40s, they still don't drive. They don't know how to drive a car. Driving a car is a big deal. It's huge. And to the people who are on the road with road rage, they want you to know how to drive a car, okay? I'm so happy I'm not a person with road rage. I just laugh at those people. You know, I really laugh at them. And I know some people that have road rage, and if you're watching this and you know I know you have road rage, now you know I just laugh at your ass, okay? Because it's like, why you using all your good energy, your good energy for that, when you could be playing something positive in your car, you know, and somebody cut you off, so what? He who angers you control you. And I feel like I don't want nobody controlling me. Yeah, sometimes I slip up. I can get angry about things too, right? So I'm not just sitting up here just saying I never get angry at others. Yeah, absolutely I get upset. Shoot, I get upset all the time with my husband, but it's not to the point where I'm just really going crazy about it. You know the type of road rage I'm talking about, y'all. I was just sharing with a friend the other day, and I want to share this with you. It came to my heart, and I was having a discussion with her, and she was sharing about like where she is in her life and some of the things that have not happened yet in her life that has happened for other people. You know how it is, like especially us women in our 30s, you know, your friends are getting married, engaged, having kids, and you might still be the single friend. Or let's say people are buying homes, you haven't bought your home yet, or people are landing good jobs, or their careers are taking off and your career may not be taking off. People's businesses that you know is taking off, but yours hasn't taken off. Like, it's a lot of contrast that we can see in our life, comparing ourselves to what our peers are doing, right? After we had the discussion, I was in the kitchen and my spirit shared this with me. And I shared it with her and I said, that was so powerful. So I said, you know what? I'm going to share it with you guys because it's very powerful and this applies to you too. Everything you have experienced and have not experienced has contributed to the amazing person you are today. Now, I said this to her. I said, everything that she has experienced and haven't experienced contributes to the amazing woman and person she is today. How beautiful is that? Let me glorify and praise God for that message, because that is so beautiful and it applies to you too. Everything you have experienced up until this point and have not experienced contributes to the amazing person you are today. Appreciate yourself. You are here. If you're watching this video, you are here. You are alive. God brought you to this video for a reason. And if God brought you to my video, baby, I know God is working behind the scenes for you. So be encouraged. Be encouraged. Yeah, we about to get that confidence today. We're going to get that confidence today, ain't we? We're going to catch the confidence. Type in the comment section, catch the confidence. Yes, we're going to catch that confidence, okay? God is good. And with a little grace, we can give ourselves a break. Some of y'all just got to give yourself a break. And I am sure if you're needing confidence, you might be too hard on yourself and others. You're not just hard on you, you hard on other people too. I really had to learn this, guys, because I was so critical. Everything had to be a certain way. It had to be my way. And if it wasn't my way, it wasn't a certain way, it was not right. It was not good. You know what that did to me? It put me in a small box. I couldn't see past my limits. I couldn't see past my limitations. I started saying, you know what? I'm just creating the same reality. And if I intend for my life to expand and grow, I have to change. I have to be the change that I want to see. So when I started thinking like that, I was like, okay, where can I grow? What is negative in my life? Where is the negativity in my life? What am I saying to myself? What is the story I'm telling myself? What am I doing to myself and other people, especially my family? And what I noticed was I was just way too hard on myself and others. I didn't give myself grace, and maybe if a little grace, and I didn't give other people in my life grace. I would cut somebody off. I would cut them off and be upset and mad real fast. Like, I don't make mistakes. So you know what I did? I did some inner work with myself. And I started my path of self-love. See, you got to understand, to build confidence and belief in yourself, you have to love yourself. You got to love yourself so much that you give yourself the chance and opportunity to grow, to receive grace, to be loved. And for me, guys, my God has already given me grace. So why wouldn't I give myself grace? And then the people in my life grace. You know what Jesus said? Jesus said, the people asked him, you know, what are the commandments now that you're here? Jesus told them there are two very important commandments. The first commandment he gave the people, he said, love God with all your heart. And then he said, and he placed emphasis on this. He said, and the second commandment is just as important. Watch this. He said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So Jesus told us to love God with all our heart. And then the second thing he told us to do is to love our neighbor just as much as we love ourselves. So how could we possibly love our neighbor if we don't love ourselves? And then Jesus is commanding us, telling us that that is a commandment, right? So in order for us to love our neighbors, we must love ourselves. It is a commandment to love yourself. Oh, ain't that beautiful? It is a commandment to love yourself. Love God with all your heart. And see, here's the thing. When love is in your heart and you are loving yourself, anything coming from you is going to be what? Love. You know, Wayne Dyer said this in one of his talks. He said, if you cut an orange and you squeeze it, what are you going to get? Orange juice. You're not going to get apple juice. If you cut an apple and you squeeze it, now it's going to be hard to squeeze an apple. But let's say you take an apple and you put it through a juicer. What are you going to get? Apple juice. You're not going to get oranges. So whatever is in your heart, when you squeeze it, that's what's going to come out. If it's anger, hate, envy, jealousy, anything negative, negativity, you squeeze it, that's what's going to come out of your heart. But imagine if you had good in your heart, love in your heart. That's what's going to come out of your heart. Okay, y'all, I'm preaching now. I'm preaching on Take a Leap TV now. Praise God. So you got to leave room for grace. So you give yourself the opportunity to see things from the lens of love. If you are constantly berating yourself and others, when do you get to celebrate and adore yourself? See, guys, we come into this life. We are born as babies. And one day we're going to exit. We're going to die. Yes, I'm bringing this truth and reality to you. Wake up. This is your awareness. You came here for confidence. I'm giving you more than confidence. You got to wake up. You were born into this life and you're going to leave this life. Now that you know your days are numbered, everything in between when you were born and as you exit is up to you. It is up to you. And you are the one telling that story. God created you in his image and gave you the capacity to tell that story. And then commanded you to love others as you love yourself and love God with all your heart. Isn't that beautiful? You know, in Genesis, God, when God made man and woman, he said, be fruitful and multiply. And recently, that scripture had been coming to me, be fruitful and multiply. And I was really wondering, like, what does that really mean? Be fruitful and multiply. And then the Spirit came to me and said, well, think about a fruit. What is a fruit? And then I said, oh, well, a fruit, it is beneficial to us. It has nutrients. If I eat it, it's good for me. So I said, oh, God is saying be good and multiply. And you know, a fruit has seeds in it. You could take the seeds out of a fruit and you could plant those seeds, and that same seed will multiply. It will grow from the seeds of the fruit. And we have seeds in us, right? Men have sperm, women have eggs. And so it just means to multiply who we are. And we can think about it literally, physically, growing generations and having babies and making families, growing families. Or we can think about it from an abstract view. We can say, well, let's grow the good in our lives. Let's be so good that it's contagious, spreads. Let's spread our good. Isn't that beautiful? Spreading our good, spreading our love to ourselves, to others. Because here's the thing, when a fruit rots and it becomes rotten, it dies. And some people prematurely, this is the truth, some people prematurely end their lives because of the rottenness. And to me, the rottenness is the dis-ease on your own self. Give yourself grace. Praise who you are today. Everything that has led to who you are today is good, no matter what happened. Life is happening for you, not to you. I heard that from Tony Robbins. Life is happening for you, not to you. Everything is happening for your highest good, no matter what's going on. And some of the things, it might be a little irritating to deal with. Might be uncomfortable to deal with. Let's use that word. It might be uncomfortable. But guess what? Whatever makes you uncomfortable, it changes you. That's where you're going to get your true growth. And if you intend for your life to expand and you intend to live this extraordinary life where you get to do all these things that you've always wanted to do and become this person you always wanted to become. And imagine if you're not living in that way now, give yourself the opportunity to stretch, to be uncomfortable, to change. It is all for your good, all for your glory. You got to start celebrating yourself, adoring yourself, and stop for a moment and give yourself credit for watching this video and taking notes. I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're taking notes. Always congratulate yourself for small efforts. That's something that I've been doing lately. I have been congratulating myself and giving myself credit for the small efforts. It's easy to give ourselves credit for the big efforts. But what about the small things, the little things? Like me recording this video right now in this moment, pressing play, setting up my whole set. I have a whole set here. I got lights. I got a nice camera, got the background. I've taken the time to think through what am I going to share. Like, this is big. This is huge. Pressing play is small. I think pressing play is small. I think the setup is huge, but pressing play is small. Give yourself credit for that. Congratulate yourself for the small things and big things, and make it a habit. I actually learned this from my girl, Louise Hay. And if you don't know who Louise Hay is, or you haven't read any of her books, I'll leave them in the description bar. She's no longer with us, but her content that she has left us is so remarkable and still impacting lives today. Imagine that. You have books written that are still impacting people today. And I'm hoping like these videos are up and they impact so many people around the world for a long time, for years and years and years. Even when I am no longer here, I hope it's impactful to people. So give yourself a pat on the back for seeking growth. As you do your self-audit by taking a look at who you are, fill your heart with love. Seeing things from a place of love encourages you to see good in situations, and it creates a safe space. In later episodes, we'll do motivational confident boosters. That's what I'm calling it right now. I'll do some motivational confident boosters to get you pumped for your day. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited. This is just the second episode, and I already have so much in store for you guys. It's just a matter of getting it all together, organized, and putting it out here. So I am super excited to be on this journey with you guys. So just stay tuned for more. I have so much to give. Like I said in my last episode, I have so much tea to tell because I am telling the tea. Everything that I've learned, even the things that I've learned that has helped me make lots of money. Like I'm gonna put it all out here for you, okay? And I hope you take the information and it serves you. I hope it serves you, and I hope you build the confidence that you want. You become unstoppable. You make your dreams a reality. Like, I cannot wait till I see the comments and you guys are telling me like what you were able to accomplish, what you were able to do. Like, I cannot wait to see that. It's going to be so beautiful to see that and just know like all of this stuff that I've learned and that I've done and that I've experienced was all to just make a difference in the world. And so that makes me happy. Tear. So stay tuned for those motivational confidence boosters where your girl is just going ham on building that confidence. Yes, because I am going to blow your head up. Because let me tell y'all, I am really good at that. I'm really good at blowing people's head up and making them a believer in themselves. So I want to just dedicate like a video. It's just where you can just literally click, start your day, and I'm literally just feeding life into you, and you just feel pumped, on fire, and your mind is primed and you're ready for your day. Of course, I want to go through the process of like teaching and educating you about these personal development topics as well. So we're going to get into self-mastery now that you are aware of the amazing person that you are. And self-mastery is the path to freedom. Imagine when you are able to command yourself and set the intentions that align with your heart's desires. You build unstoppable courage. You set goals and follow through on your commitments. That's all we want to be able to do. We want to just be able to say, hey, this is my dream. This is what I want to do, and follow through on doing it. Instead of waiting at the door for Santa Claus to drop our dreams off to us. No, God has equipped you with the resources and the capability to be able to accomplish your goals. So you got to follow through on your commitment. And to get yourself to do that, it's going to require self-mastery. Self-mastery. You got to master yourself, okay? Self-mastery is a challenge. Now, it is a challenge. And where there is change, there is progress. And where there is progress, we get growth. So self-mastery, you're going to be challenged. Sometimes it's going to feel like a struggle. Sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable. Accept it. It is okay. It is a part of the process. And it's your opportunity to grow. It's your opportunity to progress. Mastering yourself allows you to make extraordinary things happen in life by pushing yourself in places beyond your imagination. Now you're going places you ain't never seen before. You're doing things you've never done before. Me, I'm doing this video right now, this episode, this whole YouTube channel, this whole show, Take a Leap TV. I am definitely going beyond. I'm pushing myself outside my comfort zone. And I am going beyond, over and beyond, okay? And it's fun. It's really fun. It's actually fun. This is the second video, and I'm still having fun. And I know, like, after the 7th video, I'm like, I got this in the bag. I got this in the bag. It's coming. Because I got to keep practicing. Self-mastery is a skill set. Getting yourself to do whatever it is you want to do and commanding yourself is a skill set. So even if you have a hard time doing that, you can learn, and we're going to talk about that. You can learn how to be skilled at self-mastery. Okay? And I'm going to share with you how to do that. And when you realize how simple it is to do it, understanding how to do it, the how is simple. Now, you are going to have to practice. And I said this in my other episode, if you have a hard time practicing anything, you're going to have a hard time practicing anything. Because Practice. Some people don't even know how to practice. And practice is actually easy. It's just repetition. Do the thing, repeat. Do the thing, repeat. You guys are going to hear me say this a lot, okay? Because I want it to marinate in your head so you don't have to feel so overwhelmed about the things that you want to do and want to accomplish. You got to break it down in steps and take the first step that's in front of you. And when you break it down like that, it's not going to be so intimidating. You kind of, oh, let me bring it down here where I am. You got to meet yourself where you are. Dream big, baby. Dream super big. That's good. That's good. But don't dream so big to the point where you just put your dreams on a pedestal, just like as if you cannot accomplish them. And sometimes we do that. We make our dreams seem like it's just impossible. And they aren't. Dreams are just goals. If you feel so intimidated by your dream, stop calling it a dream. Say it's a goal. These are goals I want to set for myself. Dream sounds too far-fetched. Don't say dream. Just say goal. I set this goal for myself. This is the target. This is what we're going to do. Okay? And that's how you're going to make it happen. That's how we make it happen at Take a Leap TV. Oh, man. And you might feel a struggle, okay? You might feel a struggle if it's something new. Anything new to you, you're going to feel the struggle. And that's okay. It's normal. Anytime you learn something new, you might feel uncomfortable in the beginning. And remember, it's all part of the learning process. Just like the information I'm teaching you in this episode. If you haven't learned how to master yourself yet, know that it takes time and practice. And anytime you want to do something new, it is best you practice doing the thing until you get the results that you want. Keep doing it until you get the results that you want. Don't give up. Practice. Sometimes you got to put something down, put it down, take a breath, move aside, and come back to it. But just remember, you can do anything you set your mind to. As long as you're getting fed by Take a Leap TV, baby, you're going to know that. So you better come show back up. Show back up for the next video, okay? Because you're going to know what you can do as a result of watching Take a Leap TV. Yeah. Oh, man, I made myself laugh. But keep in mind that self-mastery is a skill, okay? I just want you to keep in mind, self-mastery is a skill. And to make it automatic by downloading the skill to your subconscious mind, you will need to go through the 4 levels of learning. See how I'm about to give y'all this info? 4 levels of learning. You might not even been aware of this. There are 4 levels of learning. And you know what? I feel like they need to teach this in school. And maybe they teach this in school. I don't remember them teaching this in school, but they need to teach this in school. I feel like people learn this in psychology, but how many people have a psychology class? Not a lot of us. Well, I had psychology in high school, but I don't think the psychology class is a requirement for everybody to take. We need to have a class on being a human. We need to have that in grade school. Grade school needs to focus on how to be a human. Yes, let's learn how to read. Yes, let's learn math. Yes, let's learn a little history. But I would definitely prefer a class on how to be a human or how to be a efficient human versus the history. History is good. I'm not knocking history because sometimes we need to know our history. But, you know, if you're in America and the history here, you know, I'm not even going to go down that path, but you get what I'm saying. We need to have a class in grade school. They need to have a class on how to be a human. And it needs to be that. It needs to be called that. How to be a damn human. How to be an efficient human. How do we learn? It is important to know who you are and who God says you are. It is also very important to know who you are as a human. How do you operate as a human? You got to understand your genetic makeup, your genetic code. Humans are adaptable. We are very adaptable. We adapt to our environments. We can easily learn things. Some people think they can't easily learn. No, you can pick up anything. Habits that you have, you pick those habits up by your environment. Your environment actually influences you tremendously. The things that you focus on, the things that you pay attention to, it is influencing you. Okay, whether you realize it or not. So here are the 4 levels of learning. Level 1, unconscious incompetence. you are unaware of the skill and your lack of proficiency. So, for example, self-mastery. You probably don't even realize that you aren't proficient in the skill set of self-mastery. I hear this a lot. People say, I have a discipline problem. No, you do not have a discipline problem. God made us so marvelous that he instilled this thing called a subconscious mind in us. And our subconscious mind downloads information. Okay. And 95% of everything that we do is operated from our subconscious mind. So we can do things without even thinking about it. For example, driving a car. When you get to a point where you really know how to drive a car, you can get in that car, drive that car. And some people on their phone driving a car or talking on the phone, driving a car. And they don't even have to consciously think about how to drive the car. You just naturally, automatically know how to drive the car because it's coming from your subconscious mind. Level 1, unconscious competence. It is saying that you're not even aware. Sometimes we're not even aware of, we don't have the competence in certain areas or certain skills. And some people don't even realize that they lack the skill set of self-mastery or commanding yourself or being disciplined. And to me, you really don't have a discipline problem because discipline is just really you being able to command yourself to do whatever it is you want to do. But check this out. If you train yourself to do whatever it is you want to do, you can develop the discipline. So essentially, it's not a discipline issue. It's a mindset conflict. You don't even know that you can train yourself. So you just equate that, oh, I just lack discipline. No, you don't lack discipline. You just haven't learned how to be equipped with discipline. Level 2, conscious incompetence. Now, this is when you have awareness. You are aware of the skill, but are not yet proficient. So you're conscious that, okay, I may not be skilled at self-mastery right now, but I can learn how to be skilled at self-mastery. Level 3, conscious competence. Now, this is when you are able to do the skill, but only with effort. So let's say you want to create fitness as a lifestyle. You want to make fitness a lifestyle for yourself. So you go to the gym one day. This is you learning, going through the process of learning where it requires effort and conscious focus to say, let me set the time, let me set the date, I'm going to go, and you go. It requires conscious thought. So you are able to do the skill, but only with effort. So you're able to make it to the workout class or make it to the gym to do your workout, but it's with a lot of effort. You have to push yourself to do it. Level 4, however, unconscious competence. So you went from unconscious to conscious to now unconscious again. Unconscious competence is mastery. So this is how we're going to get to self-mastery. Now you're able to perform the skill and it's automatic. It is programmed in your subconscious mind. And you can do this with self-mastery. You can learn how to make self-mastery automatic. Anytime you want to do something and you're trying to command yourself to do whatever it is you want to follow through on your commitments, you can actually make this a skill set where whatever it is you want to do, whatever you command yourself to do, because that's what self-mastery is, it's automatic. It's non-negotiable. You're not negotiating with yourself. You just do it. It's automatic. It's a skill. You have mastered it, or it's operating from your subconscious mind. You see, 95% of everything we do operates from our subconscious mind. When I first started my journey as a motivational speaker, I became obsessed with how do humans operate. I am obsessed with this notion. I knew that if I intended to make a lasting impact on my audience, I better know how to help people. And I need to know how to help people get what they want, because it's about the results. The results are important. You see, lots of people say they want something but don't change or work toward the things they say they want. If so, we will all have six-pack abs and nice butts. But it's not because you're lazy or not disciplined. These are behavior patterns. That's why it's very important for you to get ahead of the story that you're telling yourself and knowing who you are. Because when you say I am lazy or I am not disciplined, then that is who you're going to be. That is who you're going to show up as. But you might have behavior patterns if you want to describe them and say, okay, it's laziness or it's the lack of discipline, but it's not who you are. It's not who you are. It's absolutely not who you are. You are more than that. And you can always change your behaviors. You are not your behaviors. You are the person in control of your behaviors. You are the person who command your behaviors. And now how we describe our behaviors, that's also left up to you too.